Hello. So the unit we are studying is design effective web search responses, which means we are trying to design content so that it will respond to the search terms that people may have for our business. I've just typed Toyota up here, and you can see the search results that I've got here is I've got toyota.com.au, and you can see there's a circle here that says it's an ad. You see right where my cursor is, this line, it says that this is an advertisement, which means this is a paid result. So Toyota.com.au has paid Google Australia to be up here on the top. And this is the result that comes from the search term. So it's also the same URL, Uniform Resource Locator, the same website, also happens to be on the second search term that's because of its headings. What makes it come up here? What are the important things in your content that are displayed by a search engine, and how does a search engine put importance to those content in order to rank you up in the search results is something what we're going to look at. Now you can see this has been done by Google itself, because these are the top sites where people spend most of the time. These are the top pages where people spend most of the time in this site. So these are the top pages: office locations, about the company, Toyota cars, used cars, and people looking for used cars, they go to these pages. So let's come back to the search term. Let's look at this page. You can read here: new cars, Toyota Australia, prices, service centers, dealers, test drives. So these terms are written right up here. You can see these terms match the page title. So the page title is this. If I put my cursor here, you can see new cars, Toyota Australia, prices, service center, dealers, test drives. The reason the page heading has all of these terms is because they want to trap the terms Toyota prices, Toyota service centers, Toyota dealers, Toyota test drives. So you can see all of those terms are being trapped now by this page heading, which means one of the most important things on a page that a search engine looks at is the page heading. The second most important thing it looks at is the URL itself. So in class we discussed that somebody had a business called Violet Evans. So the best thing for that person to do would be to have the term Violet and Evans in the URL. It could be .com, .com.au or .net. Regardless of the extension, if you have these two words, or .vb.com, if you have these two search terms in the URL itself and as well as in the page heading, then you know that you're going to be ranked on top. So it's important to know this. And I'll put up a document there with all of this information. I'll type it up. What are the important things? A small brief of uh, these things, the important things which a search engine looks at. So we have looked at the domain name, the URL. We have looked at page title. The other things that it looks at is anything which has a heading. So this looks like a heading. See this? In fact, if I right click and inspect it, I can even see what type of a heading is. So you can see H3. In the world of web, and don't get confused with these technical terms. This is just for knowledge. You're not expected to become a web designer and code, but I just want you to see that H3 here is a heading 3. So you have heading 1 is the most important heading, heading 2 is the second most important heading, like a subheading, and so on. They're also used by designers to control the size of the heading. But as far as the search engine is concerned, it attaches importance to any heading. So your headings have to have the keywords. So Toyota and then Toyota models. So if you search Toyota models, this page will come up. After headings, another important thing is images. So I'm going to inspect this image and see if it has what we are looking for, an alt tag. So this site does not have alt tags on its images. It doesn't give it too much importance. Let's see if any of them have it. So here you have an alt tag. This is the one I'm after. So that IMG, see, that's the image we are looking at. When I hover over it, I get the image. And you can see this is the alt tag of it. ALT current offers. My cursor is on top of it. ALT current offers. It's the last line here in the highlighted area. Alt current offers. So the alt tag is also given a lot of importance by search engines. So if you search for Toyota current offers, that image would cause the search engine to index this page as the page containing information on current offers. Okay, so we have looked at a few things. We have looked at page headings, the domain name, the website address, the page titles, titles which are in bold, like this one here. We have looked at images and the alt tags. Let's look at what this site says about robots. Robots.txt is a file that is contained in the website, and it says, oh, disallow access to PDFs. So there are some PDF documents on these websites that users are not allowed, or the search engine is not allowed to index. Okay, so you can see robots tell the search engine what they are allowed and what, or rather, what they are not allowed, to index. The robots are also given the sitemap. You see, this is a sitemap. The sitemap helps the search engine to index. Oh, so okay, this has been removed, but they obviously have some sitemaps given to Google, and this is not meant for me. I'm just digging in to the back end. I'm looking under the hood, so to speak. But clearly, this is for a search engine. They have got some commands. When a search engine comes to this site, it will look at robots and it will see what it is not allowed to access. Okay. So this is from the search engine's end. Let us look at a Google tool called Analytics. Actually, let's see what Analytics can do for us. So we just search for Google Analytics. When you sign up for Google Analytics will ask you, so you can set up an account and Google Analytics will ask you, hey, what's your domain name? You can say my domain name is violetevans.com and I want to track the traffic on it. Google Analytics will next give you a code, and you have to put that code in your website. And then you will start to get reports generated by this program. Whenever you sign in, you can track, you may have 10, 20 websites, you can track them, and it will give you graphs about its visitors. I'm trying to find uh, a dashboard which has a lot more information on it. So let's try to find a dashboard. Google Analytics dashboard. Okay, let's look at this one. That's an image there. So I'm just going to open the image in a new tab so I can zoom on it. So this is a screen of what a Google Analytics. This is what Google Analytics looks like. It's a screenshot of Google Analytics. It tells you how many users you have. You can set targets and you can check whether you are meeting your daily targets or not. How many sessions have been recorded? How many pages have been viewed? What's the bounce rate? So bounce rate we discussed in the class was when people come to your site and through a search engine and go, nah, that's not the one I want, and they go away in less than a few seconds. So they're bounced off your site. page views, the average number of page views. So let's say there are 10 visitors and everybody spends views an average number of, and this one for this site it is 2.15 page views per visitor. How many new sessions are there? And how new sessions are people who have not visited the site before? What's the average time they spend on your site? So Google Analytics can give you all of this information. It even gives you information about the traffic sources. How many people came by search? How many people typed the URL direct? They might have seen it on a business card, or they might have seen it on a poster, or an email, and they've come directly from a link. How many people have come through paid searches? And how many people have been referred through another site? So like if you go to iselect.com and you're looking at mobile phone plans, you click on an Optus link. So iSelect would have referred you to Optus. So this is the kind of information analytics can give you. So to summarize, it gives you traffic sources, where your audiences come from, the bounce rate, time spent on site, page visited. This is a beautiful monitoring tool to monitor the effectiveness of the content you have designed. Is it working? Is it bringing traffic? Is it not working? So in the last 10 minutes, we have seen what Google does in order to bring search results, what are the things it gives importance to, and what a tool like analytics. And analytics, there are many software like this. Google provides a free one. Of course, you have to give Google permission to track everything on your website, your visitors, and so on and so forth. So you have to basically give it permission to know everything about your website and your business. And it can help you by giving you data about your website, how many people have come, where they've come from. So we have looked at under the hood of the monitoring engine, and we have looked under the hood of the search engine. Okay, so in the next part I will talk to you more about your assignment, what you have to do, right? Okay.